White Goodman came at me pretty good after I had to make that gutsy call to send that deciding match into sudden death on the Ocho.
That is the worst call that I have ever seen. I mean, I'm out here busting my butt, and you coming in with a bush league call like that? That is total bullcrap. ADA continuation rule 113D, sir. Sudden death. All right, bring it.
But Jim Joyce explains a war story that had him getting screamed at all the way off the field into the umpire's room. This is incredible to hear and see. Ready? War stories!
I always had trouble in the minor leagues and the big leagues with Doug Rader. And I know we're talking about playoff and our games, but this just popped into my head because Mr. Young was also there for this one too. We're working.
You blaming me for some of this, Jimmy, or what?
We're in Baltimore, and this is a three-day ordeal. And actually, we were there 4 days because I worked the plate on Thursday night, and then Friday night I was at third base, and Baltimore came back to tie the game, or was down by 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Mike Devereaux comes up with bases loaded and hits that proverbial pole bender down the left field line. And I'm at third base. I think McKean's got the plate. And
I remember this.
I do too. I remember.
I thought the ball went through the mesh of the foul pole. I'm thinking in my head, mesh. It went right through it. And so I kind of limped the fair call. And I turned around, I look at McKean, and McKean's not doing anything. And I went, maybe I fucked this up. And I mean, I had every California Angel that I can think of on top of me immediately. I'm throwing people left and right, and Doug Rader comes out, and he's just, he wants to fight. And all of a sudden, he's on the outfield side. I'm looking out towards left field, and I feel somebody grab me, and I spin around, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to drop somebody right here, and it's Larry Young. Larry Young grabs me, and he says, "Come on, we're getting the fuck off this field." And Larry Young literally dragged me from probably 20 feet behind third base all the way to the locker room. And I told Larry Young when I got in the locker room, I said, "I'm going to get fired tomorrow." I said, that's how afraid I am of this situation. And the situation played out. Larry, do you remember the guy who was the announcer that came in the next day and said, "We have this on closed circuit TV"? It's when they started using closed circuit I can see the guy's face, but I can't think of his name. He was the announcer, the play-by-play guy for Baltimore at the time. I cannot put my finger.
I remember coming in. I can't remember.
But he came in and told us the story that the guy that caught that ball took it to the front office to give to Mike Devereaux, and it had yellow paint on it that it had hit the foul pole. and I'll be the first one to admit it. And I admitted to Marty Springs that I didn't call it that way. And so we go out that day, and I think Kaiser's got the plate, and Doug Rader comes out to the plate, and he says, "Okay, which of you cocksuckers is going to throw me out today?" He looked at me, and I went, "Nope, I already got you. I got you last night." And McKean says, "We're not going to have any of this on the plate on before the songs even played, because remember, we used to have to go out at home plate in Baltimore before they played the national anthem." And Kaiser says, "Hold on 1 second." And he heaves Doug Rader left-handed, and all of a sudden, "Oh, say, can you see?" And now we have to stand there, and we all jerk our hats off. And all of a sudden, Doug Rader's been ejected before the song, and I never ever got along with Doug Rader, even of course before that, and never again. All the time he was in the big leagues, even when he was the third base coach for the White Sox, I never got along with that man. Just bad karma.